1.
Welcome back. Welcome to the ADI Wildlife Sanctuary. We're a little late starting this evening because unfortunately Thomas is poorly and we're just waiting back for information from the vet on what to do next. But we're with Mahib because so many people were asking about how Mahib is doing, and he's doing really well. He's very happy. He's doing a little grumble about us, which is also nice. Because it can be friendly and unfriendly. But he's kind of thinking we're okay right now. So very good to see Mahib looking as strong as he does, and we hope that he carries on looking strong like that. I know.
Doing quite a grumble.
Good boy. Yes.
We were live down here this morning on Jan's page, and he was friendly as ever.
He's a good boy, yes he is. Yeah, I know. Irritating people. Yeah. Good boy. Good boy.
Okay, we've got quite a walk to get up to Goliath and Coralie, so we're going to head up. And the sun, lovely sunset again. We're looking across there at the different habitats, Simba and Ray. Then there's Kasari, and then on the other side of that are Chino and Coco. And they're the people that Goliath has been communicating with since he got here.
Except not those. So here we are, going down. This is section 13. As you see, for the rest of our Q8 residents, and it's a 1-year anniversary for them. So,
and there's a gorgeous
sight. Look, there's our little sweetie.
Yes, she's stalking. She's stalking us.
And she's stalking us. I'll come on this side. How's that, Tim? Oh, look, just found some people to chase. Very clever as well.
So it's a year since Q86 arrived. Look, she's very playfully. Who's she following? She's following Trevor.
She's identified Trevor.
Trevor, our head of security. So
there's Karen looking like a nice little snack.
Yeah, we're still going. Sorry if we lose signal every now and again. It's due to the fences here.
These fences in this section, which is for new arrivals, and we've got 2 sets of new arrivals. But we have this chain link fencing because sometimes we may need to have tigers in here, as it's a requirement for the tigers.
So there's our lovely.
Pretty girl.
We've rather
pretty girl. Yes, you are.
Been held up with how we integrate the Q86 animals. Of course, Shusha and Saham are up in a very big habitat, and but we've been rather held up because of Mahib's cancer diagnosis. That you can hear. You can perhaps see him down the bottom of his habitat. That is Ray Ayacucho roaring. He's been joined by Kasari and Coco and Chino now. So we'll get moving up to Goliath. walking right up to us. He's getting much bigger, but he's not really roaring yet.
No, but he is growing a rather nice mane. He's got it all the way down along his chest now and going under his belly, so he's going to have a lovely mane as he matures.
It's safe. Don't come too close. He's had a whole year here now at the ADI Wildlife Sanctuary after the Q86 arrived. Safe was dumped to die in the desert as a tiny little cub. So he's got his whole life ahead of him here, over 20 years. At least we hope over 20 years.
As we walk along, we might see Sophia.
Yeah, I can see her just...
We can see Ray here. Can you catch Ray? Ray Ayacucho.
Ayacucho, Peru, where he was rescued from the circus. And we drove with him over the Andes. Here comes Safe's partner in crime, Dabia.
Dabia. Hello. Hello, Lottie.
As they head away, we'll carry on our walk
Carry
towards...
on our walk.
I don't know if you can see him, that's maybe silhouetted, that's mighty Ray Ayacucho.
What a lovely boy.
Oh,
Handsome boy.
we better keep moving because that sun's going down fast.
It's going down very fast. This gives everyone an idea of the distance between this little habitat, and then we go up the hill here towards the quarantine unit.
Everything you can see in front of us is going to be part of Goliath and coral reef's habitat. Here's a couple of the road signs. If you sponsor roads here for us to surface, they will give you the naming rights. So,
and the road we're on here is Kakato Road to Happiness.
and so this will be, we hope to open up Goliath and Coralie to this big habitat at the weekend. We'll be live for that moment. That will really feel like they're going into Africa. What we're trying to do is get them accustomed to some sort of feeding routine so we can get them back in to the house at night. So, not sure whether they've got them in yet or not, Jan.
Oh, no, here he is.
Oh, here he is.
There's Goliath.
Are you with us? If you were with us yesterday evening, you'll have seen them go in. I'm going to walk through the drive-through. This is to stop really any contamination coming out of this lion habitat. This is a quarantine unit now.
Hello.
And it says Goliath. Maybe
Hello,
we'll
Goliath.
get really close.
Good boy. Good boy. Oh, you had a good day.
What a week he has had. He's flown across the world, getting those frequent flyer miles, Paris to Africa via Doha.
And he's been roaring again today. And now he's seen the guys.
So he may be going in for food, so we may not get much of an outdoor view for him. So Johannes, can you quickly tell us what's happening?
Yeah, now's the time now. We bring them the food. We're just gonna try them to bring them inside to close them and feed them, and then we're gonna keep them in the night house for overnight. And then because at the night house it's warm, so and then tomorrow morning we'll release them again to the feeding camp.
This is really about getting them used to the routine here, isn't it? So
Yes.
that they come in the evenings. Maybe he'll reply. Goliath has been on his trampoline today. We'll post some video of that tomorrow.
So Coralie has apparently been snoozing in her night house today, and she's just gone out and gone into the den. So Johannes is just trying to get her out. And Goliath gets a treat at the same time. Just very good.
So we're going to move with Johannes because he's not quite sure whether he can smell that food. You can see that on his face. But we need to get him in. You know, we're lucky that these animals were held at Tonga in France.
We'll pause here a minute because Johannes is just getting inside the house. So to eat, they come in to eat so that we can see how much each one has had. There are 2 bedrooms in the house, and is he in?
He's in. I just want to go to quality.
Okay.
So Goliath is in. I'm just waiting to get Coralie in.
And now comes Eleanor. How are you? Hey.
And he's getting very excited.
Yeah, he's been very active today. He's on his trampoline as well.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, so he's been going for it the whole day, and then every time you think you get a video, then he just doesn't, and then as soon as we were going to leave, he just jumped up, and we've been finding him there since this afternoon.
That's terrific. Well, he loved the one he had in Tonga, so the good thing is getting these animals from another place, Jan, where they've looked after them and tried to care for them and so forth. We've got a bit more insight into their likes, and they're not frightened of people, which is good.
It does help. I mean, sometimes when we have to take them straight from the circus, if we can have them in a temporary place, to quickly get used to them and know what they normally like, it just helps us a little in how to settle them down. But Coralie's been in all day in her bedroom and has just decided to go out to the den. So we're going to go quiet now because she's on her way.
So Coralie's coming in. You can see Goliath in the room there, and then beyond that's another room. We do always feed the animals separately even when they live together, so that we can deal with medications, and also if there's going to be any aggression between anyone, it'll be when they're feeding.
So what they're doing now is moving Goliath into his room so that Coralie can come into hers.
We're going to step back completely outside. So Coralie's right in the doorway.
She's in the doorway, so we're stepping out of sight because it's still very new to them. They will eventually just ignore us, but she wanted to be in the room that Goliath was in, so we had to move Goliath next door so that Coralie would have the room she wanted, of course.
So you really, you've seen all of the journey, the challenges we face, and this is really the beginning of acclimating these lions to care at our sanctuary. Looks like, this can go, we always boast, don't we, Jan, that this is where they get to make their own choices.
Yes.
And it does mean they can be quite naughty. It does mean they can decide when to come in or not to come in.
Well, it's perfectly okay if you're feeling a bit naughty and a bit playful. It's perfectly okay to do that because here they get the freedom of choice and they get to do as they want and behave as they want. As fast as possible we want to reverse the life they had in the circus where they had no freedom, no choice. Shouted at, screamed at, beaten, we want all that over. But Janice is working very hard to get him back into the other one.
So we've got Will here, Will Bradley, who's part of our ADI team in London, who is doing the social media. So he's getting to see what he's raising the funds for when he's posting these lives and asking you to help. So how's it been, your journey with the lions?
I finally get to meet all the residents that I've seen lots of images of before, but now I get to meet them in person, so it's quite, oh my god. And Karen gave me a very nice tour around, and got to meet everyone, Tanya, Tarzan, Max and Stripes, and my favourite, Churchill and Roosevelt. So it's been great to get a sense of what the sanctuary looks like, and really good stuff. I'm very glad to be here. Yeah.
And I think it's been great that you were able to see all of this.
Yeah.
And also
Oh, looks like she's in.
The goose in.
Oh,
Maybe
no, the tail I saw was Goliath. Let's go peek in. What's happening? Just whisper to the camera.
He has a little cut on his nose.
Probably just rubbed it.
Yeah, the problem is now she likes that side.
Yes.
And then I don't think there's going to be a problem to moving this side. So I think for now we can keep it like this.
Yeah.
And then once they settle in, and then we can swipe them.
Yeah.
Is she in yet? Are you still trying?
She's inside.
She's inside. So are you going to feed now?
Yes, I'm going to feed now.
Okay. We'll watch from outside. We don't want to agitate them by too many people watching. I don't like anyone watching me eat.
So for everyone who Johannes was just explaining,
Yes.
Johannes was just explaining that Cory likes the far room and Goliath was in her room. So they had to move him around and get him into this room so that she could have her favourite room.
You'll have seen there that we use the feeding chutes. Perhaps you'll tell people about this.
Yeah, so remember the feeding chutes enable us to be completely separate from the animals when we're giving them meat, because they do get very excited, so we can't have any human limbs or fingers anywhere near where they're about to get fed. So we put the food into the chute and then we lift the door and it drops onto the feeding place and they can take it from there. It's just a good safety feature to prevent contact between the humans and the lions.
Now, most of our lions would go straight out after feeding. But these are new lions. It's cold and they've been on a very long journey, so they will be in overnight for a while. We also, at this time of year, or more in June and July, keep the older residents, people like Tarzan and Simba, indoors overnight if we can, because they're very old and arthritic, some of these animals that come out of circuses. But for Goliath and Coralie, it's more of a get them used to the routine and not let them get a chill after they've been on a very long journey.
Yes, and it was summer in France and it's winter in South Africa, so that's another slight shock to the system. When Coralie has finished eating, she's had all her food, then we'll open the gate between the two bedrooms and then they can cuddle up together tonight. And there's lots of extra soft hay in there, special hay we call teff, helps to keep them warm.
He's given himself a little cut on the nose, probably from some of the mesh trying to reach through to Coralie earlier. We'll keep an eye on that, but it's obviously not bothering him. Tiny little scratch, but with a little bit of blood there on the nose.
Okay, shall we let them settle down?
Yeah. So you're pleased with the way they're settling in, Johannes?
100% pleased. It's just that Coralie, she's the one that she's a little bit settling, but surely, slowly, step by step, she will settle in. Just like him now, he's already settling in, coming nicely, listening to us when we're calling him. It's just only Coralie for now but definitely you have to give them time. When she's ready, she will be relaxed and come in easily to the night house.
Oh, definitely. Quite sure of that. I'm quite sure you'll be bringing her in every evening and she'll be perfectly happy.
Yes, definitely, because it's nice here inside. It's warm, so they can just have a nice chat inside. So really, this night house is warm, so they can enjoy to sleep inside.
Okay.
So let's walk down. Let's walk down this road, and we'll see whether we've got Max and Stripes in view. The tigers. Should we do that too?
Yeah. And we'll leave behind the quarantine facility, and we'll walk through the car wheel wash full of disinfectant.
We'll walk down past the tigers. Coralie and Goliath are going to settle into bed as soon as she's finished her food. They can be in together. And they've got a nice cosy house. See, we're coming up to Safe and De Beer again.
So we're still walking past the habitat that
We are. This,
for Goliath and Coralie.
yes.
We'll
This is the
probably let them
2.5 acre, and it does have a stream. Previously we had Sasha Tiger in here, and then we converted it to the quarantine and made a new habitat for Sasha and Sasha Tiger. Some will remember that Sasha and Kumal, her partner Kumal, came together. Got some roaring.
little roar from the beer.
Was that a little baby roar? Good girl.
Max and Stripes are out, so let's see if we can catch them.
Go and see the boys.
Thank you to Sarah Foy for adopting Safe.
Absolutely.
Adoptions for Goliath and Coralie are available. There's probably the links in the comments. Adoptions are so important because by spending a little every month, you can really help with the bills we get, the veterinary bills, the feeding bills of course, but the bedding and the repairs and the maintenance. You know, we're talking about taking animals for life. Little Safe, 20 plus years. Goliath and Coralie, well, let's hope at least 10 years. So finding a regular way to support us is really important.
I think what we have to remember, all of us who care so deeply about these animals, is we have to get them out of the circuses, we have to get them out of the places of entertainment, the places that train animals for movies, for advertising, for personal performances. All of those, we must get those animals out And then they need to come somewhere, and they need to come where somewhere like this, where they can live something like the life that they lost in the wild. As much space as possible, minimal human intervention. We pretty much leave them to do what they like. We feed them, and 2 or 3 times a week they get enrichment, new toys, new things of interest. Everyone who knows all of the cats knows how they are fascinated and intrigued by anything new. They love anything new. So we stimulate their inquisitive nature by giving them something different each week.
You could just show people the back of the staff village.
This is the back of the staff village, yes.
Which supporters helped us build this past year. We built 2 wings to it, and 12 people live on site here all of the time. So they're there at the beck and call of the animals. And as you can see, right at the heart of the sanctuary, they're, you know, yards away from the animals. Now, we haven't seen Max and Stripes. We've walked one side of their habitat. Maybe we won't see them.
I expect him, they saw us coming and decided we were of no interest whatsoever, seeing as we've got nothing to offer them today.
I saw them walking along here together, but they knew their food was coming. It was just a bit earlier, about half an hour before we filmed.
So this is Max and Stripes' habitat, and we're walking along Julian's Walk. All of our roads have names. This is sponsored by Julian, and this is his walk down to the tigers. In the distance, the other side of the habitats, you can see the lake.
And I can see them now. So they're in their feeding camp, and so they've chosen to stay in there, probably because they'll be hunkering down for the night in their house. Light is fading fast. The important thing about the routine that people have been seeing tonight with Goliath and Coraline is to ensure we get there, we'll be able to see them before the light goes. Okay. They're both up there. Is to get these animals coming in and out of the...
There they are, on top of their platform.
Of their different rooms.
And here are the lovely boys. Settling down for the evening. The stripy pants boys. This is the stripiest section, the tiger territory.
The 2 wedge lights on Saki's house. So this is probably a good moment to say goodnight to everybody.
Someone just asked how big is the sanctuary. We have 455 acres.
Every habitat is a minimum of 2.5 acres. But our biggest are 8 acres. So we have room to take more animals. The only thing's holding us back from taking more and more animals until we're full is funding. It's literally as simple as that. We would need to take on more staff, and we have to build these huge habitats. It costs about $20,000 to put up all the fencing around a habitat, and it costs about $20,000 to build those houses with rooms. and then there's the feeding, care costs, staff costs. But support us. We will not sit on the funds. We'll go out and save animals.
Sarah's asking if it was Stripes who had the seizures, but no, actually it's mainly Lupe at the moment.
Max had a seizure recently.
A single seizure, yes.
Gave us a real shock. He was in a bad way, and his brother Stripes, who I think is the right-hand one there, but the light's a bit poor to say for certain, but Stripes is a little bit lighter than Max, and that's what it looks like now. Stripes came and comforted him, and we had them under observation. We really think they should stay together, even though potentially Max might have another seizure. So
we're hoping Max, you know, it's not going to be the start of a series of seizures. It's been the females who've had the seizures, but this is the result of inbreeding and of malnutrition when they were young, not getting enough vitamins, not getting enough vitamin A. They all have the same defect at the base of the skull, the connection with the spine, and this is what inbreeding does. And poor nutrition. Many will remember that when we picked these up as cubs and the rest of the family, they were being fed only chicken feet, not even any meat, just the feet of the chickens.
The lions over Thompson Kimber Way are starting to roar now. Don't know if you can hear that. We'll see if we can get a nice close-up to finish with these lovely boys.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you all for watching. We're going to wrap up now. We'll be live again at the weekend after we've assessed Goliath and Coralie and whether we're ready to get them out into the main habitat. So that could be either Saturday or Sunday. Please just keep monitoring us. On Tuesday, Dr. Peter Caldwell, who travelled with us and from Paris, will be coming, and he's going to be doing a very thorough assessment. He'll probably sedate both Goliath and Coralie. He'll be taking lots of blood samples and that kind of thing. So check in with us at the weekend and again on Tuesday as the story of these rescued French circus lions, and of course all the other lions and tigers like Max and Stripes here, unfolds at the ADI Wildlife Sanctuary. Thanks for joining us.